All right, welcome back to another training section of the business platform training. Inside of this training section, we are going to be talking about the hard way versus the easy way. So what we're going to be doing inside of this first training section, as well as the first couple training sections of this training, is providing that high level overview to understand, hey, what exactly is the difference between the easy way and the hard way? Because I cannot tell you how many times we have had new business owners come to us and how much of a headache it is when they have this terrible spider web of random softwares that they have purchased, and they say, you know what, it should be easy for me to set up my business. When if you have this terrible spider web of random softwares that you've purchased, trust me, it is not going to be easy to set up your business, okay? It is a massive headache when everything is scattered like that. And so new business owners come to us all the time and they say, hey, you know what, I got my domain from X, and I got my website from Y, and my invoicing software from A, and my CRM from B, and my business calendars on C. How do I connect all of this together? And so we just have to tell them straight up, yo, you got to go ahead and start all over again from scratch because you did not follow the instructions. You did not build a system that actually is going to work together to make this easy for you to be able to run your business, okay? Because at the end of the day, this is what I would urge you. This is your business. This is your income. This is your future. You are going to be supporting yourself and feeding your family from this system. And so it's important that you actually go ahead and make sure that you set this up properly. It is worth taking the time to understand how to set this up properly. And so that's exactly why we're going to be walking you through the overview, so that way you understand when we give you the solution, you can actually appreciate the solution because you understand exactly why it was built the way that it was. Okay, so we are going to be zooming out and going over the overview and then getting into the trenches as we go along here, okay? Because here's the thing. Entrepreneurs, wannabe business owners, they want to just go ahead and do stuff without understanding why. They just want to say, hey, you know what? Let me just be in a rush. Let me go do a bunch of stuff. And then they wonder why they are not successful. So without these first few trainings, you are not going to understand why choosing a good business platform is so important, why so many beginners mess up and do it the hard way, okay? And so then we're going to show you what the right way and the easy way to actually do it is. Sound like a plan? Beautiful. Let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to go ahead and first start talking about what we needed when we started and what you are going to need when you start, because we've been in this game for a very long time and we've tried a bunch of different softwares. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and really layer your understanding, layer your learning, rather than just saying, hey, here, go take action. Here, go sign up for this and go do this and just bang your head against the wall and do more action. Wait a second. Let's take a step back for a second and understand, hey, what are the softwares that I might need? How are these going to work together? Why might I need them? And so that way you can actually be empowered rather than being somebody who just took action and then didn't understand what the heck you were doing. And then you got to rely on some guru to tell you what to do all the time. You are going ahead and becoming resourceful by learning the behind the scenes principles of how everything works. So let's go ahead and talk about the 12 softwares. Yes, 12. And we're going to go ahead and overwhelm you here on purpose. So that way you can understand, hey, what are some of the things that I'm going to need when I first start my business? First and foremost, you're going to need a website builder and hosting. This is a core part of business today. When somebody goes ahead and hears of your company, they're going to want to Google you. And so it's very important these days to make sure that you have a good website. So that's the first software that's going to be important for you to get and to understand, okay? Linktree software, okay? That is the link in bio, so that way when somebody clicks the link in bio, they get all of these links that they can go to. Hey, download my free lead magnet. Go and schedule a call with me. Here's my website. Invoicing software. Now, remember, I'm going to go through these 12. I'm going to overwhelm you on purpose so that way you can understand when we give you the solution how much easier and how much more effortless it is going to be. Invoicing software, so that way you can send an invoice and charge clients automatically. Legal client agreement software. This is different than just a form software. A lot of people don't understand this. You got to make sure that the software that you have for your business is legally binding, so that way it is an actual contract. A business phone calling software, a business text messaging software, so that way you are not using your personal number. A business calendar software, so that way prospects and leads and clients can actually book on your calendar. This is different than Google Calendar. We're not talking about Google Calendar here because Google Calendar doesn't have the ability to send out a link where people can actually book and you can manage those settings behind the scenes, okay? And email marketing software, so you can send out emails. Business automation software, so you can automate a bunch of stuff. Business review software, so that way way, you can actually get reviews. You can actually get testimonials from your clients and manage those reviews online. Sales funnel software, so that way you can actually set up your marketing and your sales campaigns. That way you can go ahead and make sure that you are getting those leads and making sure that those are in your system. And then a CRM. For those of you who don't know what a CRM is, it stands for Customer Relationship Management Software. It is at the heart of a business and make sure that you track your phone number, your email address, all of the information for the clients and customers that are coming through and making sure that it is a part of your business. Man, oh man. 12 of these softwares, and guess what? These are just the entry-level softwares, ladies and gentlemen, okay? So you might be feeling like, whoa, wait a second. I'm going to turn off this training right now because of the fact that how the heck am I even going to keep track of all this? Trust me, we're going to make it easy for you, but exactly the reason why we're doing this overview training is so that way you can understand the importance of having this as a system and not a hodgepodge of random softwares that you're overwhelmed with. Because if you do, this is what you're going to end up like, okay? You're going to be running your business, you're going to be overwhelmed every single day, and that's why it's so important to make sure that you are following along as we go through these training sections, okay? The other important thing, as you're going through this, you got to understand that you're thinking, you know what? Hey, these softwares, I'm going to try to nickel and dime here and there, right? Because each of the 12 softwares that we went ahead and talked about, they're going to cost anywhere between $49 and $97 per month. And you're like, wait a second, coach, no, that's not right. I saw that Wix told me that they have free websites. Oh, really? Maybe you don't believe me. Well, here's the thing. Because you're a new business owner, you're a new beginner business owner, you may not know that the devil is in the details, right? You see that Wix says, oh yeah, build websites for free. And the reason why these software companies do that is because they know that once you are in and now you've built your entire website, you spent hours building your entire website, right? You went ahead and used their template and you customized and all this stuff. All of a sudden, you're like, you know what? How do I now put this on my domain? Well, guess what? That's what they didn't tell you when you signed up. Because if you all the way inside of their help articles, a free website makes it so that way your domain name is accountname.wixsite.com. You don't want that. You want to be able to put it on your custom domain. You want your brandname.com. Well, guess what? That's where you got to pay. And so because you are a beginner business owner, you don't know these details. And so what we did is we went ahead and inside of this table compiled all of the actual pricing for a lot of the main software companies in the market, right? And right here, I'm going to go ahead and make this clear. This is the starter business softwares, okay? So we said, okay, website builder, Linktree software, invoicing software, all the different softwares that we talked about, right? And then here, there are the actual names of those companies, right? So Wix, Squarespace, Linktree, DocuSign, PandaDoc, all the different major companies that offer those specific softwares. And then what the cost of those actually look like on their starter plans. I'm not talking about their, free kind of lead magnet ones. You're like, you know what? I signed up for the free. We're talking about the ones that you actually need in order to run your business, not the ones that they get you stuck with, okay? And so just for the starter softwares, you're looking at a total of $465 every single month. And then the worst part is that now when you connect all these softwares together, you got this Frankenstein monster duct taped all together because it's not a solution that is all working together. It's like, okay, I got my software here, I got this software here, I got this other software here. And then that's just in the beginning when you're on the starter plans, right? As you start to grow, let me explain to you and give you an example of what happened with our company as we started getting past $30,000 per month was that, yeah, we had the foundational 12 softwares, but then as we started getting bigger, we had to increase the limits on each of those softwares because the initial plan was not enough, which added to our cost as we were going along there. And then on top of that, as we grew, we needed even more softwares, right? So we're talking about a form software, courses, community, sales pipeline, ads tracking, all of these social media posting software, all of these gave us a whopping over $2,000 a month bill as we were growing our company. And again, even though you're paying over $400 per month, even though you're paying over $2,000 per month, you got this duct tape Frankenstein monster that we talked about earlier. And it's not like your life is like some paradise, right? You got all these other problems as well. You got a cost problem. You got to connect all these softwares together. How do you embed your calendar onto your website? How do you connect everything together? You got your usernames and passwords. You got to remember 10 different usernames and passwords, and you can't use the same password because it's possible hacking. Whenever there's a software update, everything breaks. You got to hire a tech person maybe to help you. You got stress and overwhelm because you're, oh man, the leads are not coming in. This software is broken. How do you manage this? And then you're held hostage because every time you want to make a change, you got to reach out to some tech person to help you with that. It's absolutely terrible. Now, you might be thinking as you're going through this, again, remember, we're purposely overwhelming you so that we can talk to you about what the solution is going to be. And guess what? You can then appreciate the solution. This is something that you understand when you're in education, when you're in coaching, when you are actually dealing with people, which is going to be good for you to take it to your business as well. When you're dealing with your clients, you don't just give them the solution. You got to help them understand why the solution is important. Otherwise, basic human psychology tells us that people will not value the thing that which they don't understand why it's actually important, right? So even though all of these problems exist, the question that you might have is, hey, how do business owners justify all of these expenses and all of these problems and all of these complexities, right? We're talking about, hey, over $465 per month, over $2,000 per month later on as we scale. Like, what's the point, coach, of running a business like this? Well, here's the thing. You got to understand what the cost of doing business is, okay? This is very important. It's a very important term for you to understand. Do you think that you're just going to make $10,000 per month in your business and it's just going to happen out of thin air? Like a magic trick? You're just going to do it for free? No. There's a cost of doing business, right? And what happens is that when we are in a business that's an online business or a remote business or a coaching business, we don't have inventory. But I want you to think how normal businesses start, right? Think of clothing, grocery, furniture. They didn't just sell the furniture and then that's like pure profit. Of course not, right? There's a cost of goods. There's a cost of doing business that is eating away at their profit margin, right? And so the normal businesses, they got to either go out and rent or purchase a building, $2,000 a month in rent, $10,000 a month in rent. They got to put a down payment to buy a building, right? And then even after all of that, they got to then fill up that building with inventory, which is going to be another bunch of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so all in all, for most of human history, in order to start a business, you're talking about hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars, right? And so this is the way that businesses have always been built previously. And so for most people who are in our industry, in online businesses, in coaching businesses, in remote businesses, when we hear a price tag of $465 in order to get started for your business, you're like, you know what? That's just the cost of doing business, right? Instead of us having to pay for inventory or get a lease or pay rent, right? Because you're learning how to start a remote coaching business, most of your expenses are going to be software. You're not just going to make money out of thin air. This is why for the longest time people said, hey, it takes money in order to make money. Now, beginners overestimate that. They think they're going to need, hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in order to start a business. Of course, that's not right. But at the same time, there is some expenses in order to start a business. And so it's really honestly quite funny when beginner business owners or entrepreneurs, wannabe entrepreneurs, they complain about the software expenses because they don't realize that even if you had to pay $465 per month to start your business, which I'm telling you right now, you will not have to do that because of the fact that you are in this program, okay? You are not going to have to do that because we're going to walk you through in the upcoming training sections how you're going to be able to save more than 90% off of that. But even if you did have to pay $465 per month in order to get started, if you compare that to how businesses have been run for hundreds of years before that, we are living, even with $465 per month, in the greatest and easiest time to start a business ever in human history. It's insane, okay? And so even if later on, as you scale your company and you got to pay over $2,000 a month in expenses and you're doing, let's say, $30,000 per month in revenue, which for us, we were able to go ahead and do over $100,000 per month in revenue. It's like, you know what? All of those software expenses make up such a small percentage of your actual revenue. And guess what? You don't have to pay for the cost of goods because if you're a restaurant, you have to go out and buy the bread. You have to go out and buy the food. If you're a furniture store, the furniture that has a cost of goods. If you're a clothing store, all of that. Well, in our type of businesses, there is no cost of goods. And so that's the reason why we have these costs, which are more of a software related cost. And so I hope that helps answer the question and reframe the question. Even though, yes, we are breaking it down and say, okay, you know what, there's 12 softwares you got to start with. Here's what you need. Here's the pricing for it. Here's how it works. Here's the complexity. Here's the problems with it. You got to understand at the same time that it is a normal part of doing business. It comes part and parcel with how business owners justify it. But even then, and this is the reason why you are in this program, and this is the reason why you are learning from the experiences that we've had in the right way to set up the system, is that everything that we've talked about, even though it is still cheaper and more effective than starting a normal store, they need hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it, okay? In our opinion, this is still the hard way. This is still the expensive way of doing business. So what we're going to go ahead and do right now is let's go ahead and talk about the easy way and the cost-effective way of doing business. So let's go ahead and talk to you about how we found the easy way, because what we did is we were doing the hard way ourselves for a very long time, okay? And then back in 2019, we were at a mastermind event. If you don't know what a mastermind is, it's basically a group where you can network with other people. This mastermind event, we paid $30,000 in order to be in that group for 1 year. And this guy gets on stage and he says, you know what? I'm going to talk to you about the software that's going to replace all softwares. Now, at this time, he was a coach. He was doing over $5 million a year. We're like, you know what? at that time, we're paying thousands of dollars a month for software. We're doing $1 million a year plus, but we still had all this headache, right? So we're super interested in what he has to say. And he gets on stage and he starts talking about a software called ClientKit. Now, we went ahead and pulled up the transcript of the recordings of that event, so I could walk you through exactly what that person said. I'll kind of paraphrase it here, right? So he said, hey, for the last 6 years, I've been testing a bunch of different softwares. I've literally tried every single software on the planet. I've tried Wix, then I went to Kajabi, then I went to ClickFunnels. They're all awesome, but they're all disconnected. And then the founder of the software called ClientKit approached this guy who's talking on stage, and the guy on stage says, look, man, I don't want to try any other software. I'm just going to run everything on ClickFunnels and Kajabi, and that's it, right? But then the founder of ClientKit went ahead and convinced this guy to try it out. And he says, man, this software ClientKit is like so amazing. Everything else before this was an incremental improvement, but ClientKit is a quantum leap. It's like when Ford came out with the first car and when Apple came out with the first iPhone, and he's talking about all this stuff. And he's like, hey, imagine instead of having all these bunch of different softwares that are disconnected and you paying a bunch of money for them, you can have a business platform like ClientKit that's going to combine everything and literally make it super easy. And so previously, people who were not tech savvy because they had to deal with all of these different software applications, ClientKit made it super easy because now it's all in one house. And so now he's like, yo, that's the only software that I use in order to run my entire business. Now, we're listening to this, we're in the audience, and we're like, oh, come on, man. Like, that is so over the top. Please, like, we're super skeptical, right? And we're like, you know what? It kind of does also at the same time make sense, because why have 12 different softwares that are all connected together, duct taped together? It'd be so much easier to just have a business platform that connects everything together, right? And so we're like, you know what? We've paid money to be here. Those who pay attention. So instead of being a skeptical person, why don't we go ahead and actually try the platform out? And what happened next? We went on to save over the next 12 months. We cut our software expenses in half, and we saved over $16,000 every single year, all because of the fact that we made the switch to a business platform. So the question that you might have right now is, all right. So what is this thing called ClientKit, right? So ClientKit is an all-in-one business platform that is built specifically for coaching professionals, health, wellness, fitness professionals, or people who are running remote businesses, right? So ClientKit, getclientkit.com, that's the website. And what it is, it's a platform that is actually built on a different platform called GHL. But the problem with the GHL platform is that it is built specifically for people who are agency owners, which agency owners are basically people who help other businesses, right? So GHL wasn't built to be a consumer first application. So what the people at ClientKit did is that they took that platform and they went ahead and made it better suited for coaches, health, fitness, wellness professionals, or people who are running remote businesses. And so that way, out of the box, it is ready for people like our company and your company to be able to run. And so I am not exaggerating when I say that ClientKit literally saved our business from death by technology. It literally consolidates everything in one place, so that way you never have to look for anything else. Literally almost every single part of our entire business is built on ClientKit. Now, there are a couple exceptions right now because we're still working on getting those transferred over to ClientKit, but this is exactly the reason why we are saying, yo, like from the beginning, set yourself up properly so that way you don't end up in a situation like us in which we're like scattered all over the place, and now over the course of many months and many years, we're having to migrate everything over to the platform because we wish we would have just started with the platform from the beginning. And so in our experience using it for the last couple of years, ClientKit is the go-to platform for anybody who's running a coaching, health, fitness, wellness business, or any sort of remote business. And in just a second, you're going to see, in our opinion, it literally has everything that we're going to need for the rest of our entire business career. And so we're super excited to be able to go ahead and share this. Okay, now here's the thing. We paid $30,000 in a mastermind in order to be able to learn about this software. After so many years of doing it the wrong way, we are finally doing it the right and easy way. So yeah, hey, you're welcome. Okay, and so what we're going to go ahead and do right now is I want to go ahead and cut over to a quick walkthrough so that way you can actually see exactly what the inside of ClientKit actually looks like. We'll walk you through some of the actual features on there, and then we'll talk to you about in terms of what the costs are going to be and what that looks like. So let's go ahead and cut over to that now. All right, welcome to this quick rundown of the ClientKit platform. So instead of actually opening up the app and actually going through each and every single feature, I thought that would take a very long time, and this training is already getting pretty long already. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through a lot of the features that are shown on their website. And then obviously as we go through the rest of the trainings, we're gonna go ahead and help you get set up with each and every single one of these features, right? So if you go over here, you'll see there's over 30 plus tools. They have the marketing kit, the calendar kit, the payments kit, the social kit, the AI kit, the sales kit, the operations kit, the community kit, the funnels kit, the courses kit, the website kit, the CRM kit. You'll see that all of these are features that are already inside of the platform as well. You're able to go ahead and build your entire website, get your sales funnels up and running, build out courses and memberships, a community, being able to get calendar bookings on there as well, business emails, SMS, automations, cart. Now, I don't want you to get overwhelmed when you see all of this, because the question you might be asking is like, hey, these are just tools, okay? This is what you have to understand. These are tools that if you don't know how to use the tools, if you don't know how to get a result for the tools, if you don't know how to get an outcome for the tools for your business, what does any of this actually even matter, right? And so this is exactly the reason why the rest of this entire course is going to be walking you through, hey, what is the system and the strategy that underlines all of this? How do I actually use this in order to generate income and revenue inside of my business? That's exactly what the rest of this course is about. But I just want to record this really quick training to just walk you through very, very quickly to see, wow, look how powerful something like this actually is, to be able to have, all of your websites in one place, right? So it goes ahead and replaces things like Squarespace, Wix, and WordPress, right? To be able to go ahead and replace anything like your sales funnel. So that way it replaces things like ClickFunnels or Kajabi. Also on top of that, you have your courses in one place. It replaces things like Teachable, Thinkific, Kartra as well on there. ClientKit Community, it replaces things like Facebook groups, replaces things like School, Circle.so, right? Your cart being able to go ahead and have Tap to Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay. Imagine immediately just having all of that at your fingertips, right? Your CRM, replacing things like HubSpot or Salesforce, having all of your contact management system all in one place as well. Your bookings, your calendar, so that way you don't have to worry about going to any other software for that. Your business email all in one place as well, being able to replace things like ActiveCampaign and some of these other softwares that charge you an arm and a leg in order to do email marketing and newsletters. Your SMS in one place as well, so that way you can go ahead and really have it super simple to text message clients as well. Your forms and surveys, so that way you can go ahead and actually get intake forms, you can get booking forms, all of that in one place. Also, your automations, so that way you can say, hey, if this happens inside of my business, do this. If this person does this, if they don't pay their bill on time, if they don't do that, send them these reminders, all of that stuff, right? Your social. So this is really cool. You can actually schedule on your Instagram, on your LinkedIn, on your Twitter, on your Facebook, different social media posts ahead of time as well, right? Your sales pipeline all in one place as well. Your inbox, all of your conversations, your Instagram DMs, your Facebook DMs, your text messages, your emails, all in one singular inbox. Your reviews, so you can actually manage your Google business reviews automatically. And they also have AI features for this as well. So that way, especially for local businesses or somebody who might have a Google My Business page, reviews are so important these days. It's going to do all of that management on there as well, right? Your reporting, all of your ads tracking, whatever that might look like, is automatically included in one place as well. Also on top of that, having your dashboard all in one place, right? So you can have a dashboard that shows you, hey, you just open up that dashboard page and it shows you everything that is going on inside of your business from a high level overview. So you can go ahead and get a snapshot as to what's going on. And then on top of that, this is something that's really cool. They now actually have content AI. So being able to go ahead and generate headlines, blog posts for your content using AI directly from inside of your business platform. And then, of course, not to mention the integrations in terms of all of the different platforms that this actually integrates with: Google, Slack, Stripe, Zapier, a whole bunch of other stuff, QuickBooks, Outlook, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of that is automatically integrated as well. So again, this is just a very, very, very quick overview of the amount of insanity that is inside of a business platform. And the biggest thing I want to teach you about this is that it all just comes down to the system and the strategy, right? This is just a tool, but what you do with the tool is what's going to happen in the rest of this course, because the rest of this course is going to walk you through, hey, okay, how do I now use this tool to generate an outcome for myself and for my business? That's exactly what the rest of this entire program is going to be about. But this is a quick overview of that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and cut back over to the main training now. All right, welcome back from that walkthrough. Now, after hearing that, the question that you might have is, hey, what is the actual cost of ClientKit without a discount, right? How much are we paying and how much have we been paying, right? So if you actually go to ClientKit's website, getclientkit.com, you'll see that there are two main plans there. They have a starter plan, which is $497 per month, and a professional plan that is $997 per month. Now, again, please don't freak out, because we're going to be walking you through how to be able to save 90% on all of your software expenses. But you asked the question, which was, hey, how much have we been paying in the past and how are we going to be able to solve this expensive problem for you? But based off of what we needed, right? We needed the funnels, the payments, and the invoices and all that kind of stuff. For us, it made sense, because for us, all of a sudden we had everything all in one place. We didn't have to worry about connecting different softwares together. All of a sudden we were saving a bunch of money, because before that we were paying like $2,000 plus per month for all of these softwares. But with $997, we were able to go ahead and get everything in one software. So for us, it was like 50% off. And then the beautiful thing is that it allowed us to be able to go ahead and just focus on what we wanted to do, which was just focusing on delivering amazing results for our clients and just be busy running our business rather than running the tech of the business. And so for us, it made a lot of sense. We were more than happy to pay $997 per month because our lives just got so much better. But now here's the thing. Yes, for us, it might have been worth it. But here's the question. Is it worth it for you, right? How in the world are you going to actually be able to go ahead and get started with a platform, right? Even with the ClientKit's basic starter plan, which is $497 per month, that's not cheap, right? And at the same time, it's not going to include all the features like, the invoicing and all the stuff that we're going to recommend in the upcoming trainings, right? So that's not going to be affordable for many students. And at $997, heck no. For us, in our opinion, now you might be okay and comfortable paying $997 per month, but in our opinion, maybe you are, maybe you're not. I'm kind of kidding about that. But the thing is, in our opinion, that is prohibitive for a beginner, right? Our philosophy from the very beginning has been minimum viable. We are not fans when starting a new business or a new career of taking a bunch of expenses unless it is absolutely critical. Every single recommendation that we have made in the program thus far has been with this understanding in mind. And so we do not understand how a new business is going to be able to get started at these price points. In our opinion, it is just not possible. And so what we're going to go ahead and do in the next training section is we're going to go ahead and talk about how to actually solve this expensive problem. We've already gone ahead and worked it out for you. We've done all the hard work for you. But again, stick with us, have patience with us as we go through these foundational trainings and layer your understanding so that way you have context rather than us just saying, hey, go sign up for this software. This is what you need. No. You can understand so that way when you get hit with the ads that are going to be like, hey, sign up for this software, sign up for that software. Oh, look at this, it's free. Oh, they're giving me this offer. Oh, it's only $100, all this kind of stuff. You want to have the context of it. So that way when Mr. Mark Cuban over here and Zen Business goes ahead and tries to sell you on like, hey, get your, domain name from us and get your website builder from us and do this and do that and have this spider web of Frankenstein, all this stuff together. No. And obviously at the end of the day, it's not the fault of the beginner business owners because they don't know any better. You've never done this before. And so it's much easier for you to go ahead and get caught up with all the marketing and the ads of somebody trying to sell you something. And so I'm just going to make this clear. Don't say we didn't warn you if you end up falling for that trap, right? The reason why we're walking you through this is so that way you are empowered. And we're going to go ahead and walk you through how to create this as a system of how all of this works together. And that's exactly the reason why we are doing this inside of this training section. And then the next training section, we're going to walk you through how we are going to solve this expensive problem for you. So that way it is not expensive at all for you to actually go ahead and get started with your business. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, this is this training section, the hard way that we walked you through, having 12 softwares, all of these expenses and all of that kind of stuff. And then the easy way that we found, which was having a business platform, but now we still have one problem left, which is the expensive problem, right? So that's exactly what we're going to talk to you about in the next training section of how we're going to solve the expensive problem for you as you get started in your new business. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, keep on the momentum going. We will catch you in the next training section.